Greg Gutfeld, so much to unpack. What's your favorite topic of all of these?
Well, first, I have to talk about the video of AOC doing that very intimate TikTok video while there's snoring in the background. Some of us are exhausted. We don't like videos being done while we're sleeping. And I thought it was just really rude that she just went ahead and did that because she has a Frenchie. That was her little Frenchie. I have her Frenchie. I know exactly. Their snoring is exactly. I can tell it's probably a 19-pound dog just by the snoring. I know exactly what that's like. It's like rhythmic farting. That little dog. It's amazing. I think Gavin is. Where's my notes? Oh, here it is. We've had so many identity groups that we're running out of them. And I think, whether it's gays, trans, blacks, Latinx, Asian Pacific Islanders, it was time for the polys, people of limited intelligence. And I think that's what he decided. There's a lot, the polys are rising up. They're rising up. They're tired of all the smart people. And his strategy is, I'm just like you. I'm stupid. And this is his way of subverting his reputation as a silver-spooned elitist. But it says something that's worse. I think it says, I got this far despite my bad grades, despite my laziness, despite my womanizing. I am a true elitist because whenever this rich kid partied too much, got kicked out at wherever, mommy and daddy pulled strings. I'm the rich white guy that didn't have to work that hard. My SATs the number is rarely more than me just signing my name. I think you get, 600 for that? I don't know. It's stupid signaling. We used to have virtue signaling. Now we have stupid signaling. And so the thing is that him being dim is a sign of depth, which is insulting to the audience, right? I would never do that. I compliment the audience by expecting them to keep up with me. I will not dumb anything down unless, of course, Kill Meat is on.
You have to.
Then you have to. You have no choice.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of blowback for being condescending and lightweight racist, according to a lot of criticisms. What did you think about either that or AOC?
Well, the one thing I would say about Gavin Newsom is that if you look at his approval rating with blacks and Hispanics, it's really low. And if you compare it, especially to Kamala Harris, now maybe that's name ID, but actually I think he has a lot of work to do. So I think one of the things he was trying to do on his book tour is to test the waters there. I don't know if it'll work. On AOC, I do think we finally found something that is her Achilles heel. Because she usually will get up off the mat pretty easily and punch back or laugh or do another video or do something else. But this being made fun of at the Munich Security Conference has really gotten to her. If you're putting out a video like this where you sound like you've been out all night smoking 2 packs of Parliaments and somebody or some dog is snoring in the background and it's in the middle of the night. I mean, who is the audience for this? Why does she think they care? Does she think they know about it? And maybe it's because the left also was saying, ooh, that was embarrassing. But if I were her, I would move on. I would make fun of it. Or you could say, I had a terrible answer. I should have done better. On my mind was making sure that I didn't get in the way of what President Trump needs to do. You don't want to make new foreign policy when you're overseas. And I was giving deference to President Trump. And that might have gotten her a little bit of blowback. But if she feels so... she has this requirement in order to get out there and defend herself, then it's a weird choice because she's usually better at it than that.
Jesse, what do you think?
Well, AOC is crashing out hard. She choked, and she says she was being thoughtful and taking her time. This question about Taiwan has been asked to every single major politician, and none of them acted like that. None of them froze like Joe Biden and stumbled. Okay, she's obviously very insecure about her intelligence, especially on foreign policy. And as someone who is very insecure, I know insecurity when I see it.
What are you insecure about?
Yeah, really.
How long do we have? I don't, for Gavin, I don't want a president who scores poorly. I don't want a president who struggles to read. I want a really smart president. Now, Gavin says he had dyslexia, and he's overcome his dyslexia, and he's become governor, and he should be proud of that. It's great, a great accomplishment. But he was a terrible governor. And they're saying that, like, oh, you know what? He wasn't talking to black people. There was a lot of whites in the crowd. He went to Atlanta. He's talking to a black gentleman, and he's looking right at him. Now, I don't know if he was talking to blacks or whites, but Greg is right. He's trying to pander, and that's dumb. He doesn't need to do that. Why does he do that? Dana's right. His numbers with blacks are atrocious. He's like the straight Mayor Pete. Kamala has like 55% approval with African Americans. He has like 13%. Holly Berry hates him. Kamala Harris hates him. This guy has a history of doing this. He went on this other podcast with two black guys. He goes, you know what? Grew up poor. My dad was never around. Played basketball all day. Stuffed my face with Wonder Bread. He's very nervous around African Americans. And if you want to win the Democrat nomination, you have to win blacks. And he's not even close.
I feel like he's doing the same thing that Biden did when he said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Like he's reducing it to a hideous, reductive phrase and like racial signaling instead of being like, here's how my experience leads by example. Here how my policies affects Americans positively. And the intellectual dearth of all of them reminds me of Kamala Harris failing the California bar multiple times. To your point, I want whoever's in office and all of the leaders to be surrounded by the best of us, not the most embarrassing of us.
So the only thing that had a racial element to it was just that he was talking to the mayor of Atlanta, who happens to be black. There was nothing about what Governor Gavin Newsom was discussing in that section. I didn't listen to the entire thing, but I listened to the whole part about his dyslexia that had anything to do with race. And then a bunch of conservatives jumped online to say he was just talking to a black audience like he was at an HBCU, which was not the case. And you've now seen the cameras panning across the crowd, and it was heavily tilted white, actually. So if you want to make the argument that you don't want a dyslexic president, that's your right if you're going to go out there and vote in the Democratic primary. But that is a line that he has used over and over. He had a conversation with the late Charlie Kirk on his podcast where he used exactly the same line. And it is not going to deter people, I think, at this point, 3 years out from when we are going to elect our next president, to try to go with Gavin Newsom as a big racist. That's just not going to resonate. And showing these edited clips, I've even seen people saying, oh, he said, I can't read, when he said, I can't even read a speech. He's someone who has to memorize things. He can't stand up there and read a teleprompter. He actually has to freestyle a lot of this stuff, which I think actually speaks to a level of intelligence, not being stupid.
He can't read a teleprompter?
I think he struggles with it because he's dyslexic, and there are dyslexic people who get to very high places in the business.
We always
and the
have to
world.
lead. Do Democrats always have to lead with their disability?
No, he didn't lead with
I'm
it.
just
You
curious.
just looked at a clip of
doesn't that
one
strike you as
section.
phony that you go like, hey, play up your dyslexia?
No one's.
Okay, will I?
It's a seminal part of his memoir. He is on book tour right now. That's why they were talking about it.
I did not laugh
There
at
was
that.
a lot.
I didn't get it at first.
I was just doing Yoda.
Anyway.
Go ahead.
I didn't even get that.
No, but you know what I mean? It does bug me after a while that, like, every time we have some kind of special thing, it gets worn out, and then you guys introduce another. Well, we're going to do Tourette's next week or whatever. What's the next thing? You know?
I'm short.
Oh, tell me about it. I've been short all my life, Jessica, and you don't offer me any special dispensation. You just
I'm very
stack
nice
things
to
on
you,
my
even
head.
when you're mean to me.
You stack
So
things on my head.
I have never done that or
Yes, you have.
considered it.
You
but now
ate a
this
corned
is
beef sandwich on my head.
I would have been pastrami if it was going to. I saw the picture. The Katz's was like empty today because of the weather, and I totally should have
Oh,
gone.
Carnegie Deli was packed.
Oh, I did see that. We loved it.
Couldn't get in there.
Well, you know who
35-minute
controls
wait.
the weather?
The Jews, like Jack Hughes.
Yes.
Bar mitzvah and a golden goal. The only Jew.
Wait, he's Jewish?
Yes.
Amazing!
Put him in the halftime show.